Hey guys, what's up? Sora here, and I am starting a new Shadowverse series today called Net Deck Tested. And the premise of it is simple. You've seen Reddit posts with deck lists. You've seen YouTubers post decks, run decks, and they seemingly all have one thing in common. They always win. Some brag about an 80% win rate, and when you see a new deck on YouTube, it always wins, or almost always wins. And you know that's not the case. They will tell you that's not the case, but the impression that those posts leave is that those decks are invincible. Well, I'm here today to change that. As a relatively newer channel to Shadowverse, I want to make a difference in the world and actually test decks and report results. So here's what I'm going to do. Each of the decks that you're going to see will be run 5 times during the series. And I will post the win or loss against which deck in the description, right? As far as the decks that I'm going to be running, those are going to be very selected simply because I don't have every card in the game and it has to interest me. Like if someone is just running Midrange Sword copy number 500, then there's really nothing interesting to that. That deck is probably optimized at that point. But especially now with the recent release of Dawnbreak Night Edge, there's a lot of decks running around, and I want to share with you guys whether some decks are worthy creating or not. Here we have a deck that is near and dear to my heart by a creator that is also near and dear to my heart, TheJordude. TheJordude is one of the few people that I watched getting into Shadowverse that I really liked his content. He posts explanations of why he runs things in the deck. He provides commentary on his own gameplay, similar to what I strive to do now. So this is by no means a critique on his deck or his channel. However, I should have meant this is no critique of his play, but this is a critique of the deck. I wanted to put TheJordude's Midrange Shadow Reanimate to the test because we were going for the same idea, and he's going for a fundamentally different route than I am. So I want to put it to the test, see if it works, and I'll meet you guys back here with the results. Alright, first opponent. Sword. Okay, so this will be a good test. Simply because Sword is one of the more popular classes in the meta right now.
You must die.
We have the pieces, but it's a risky hand. This is one of 5 ways to reanimate something right now. So if I mulligan this, then I risk not drawing her again. But we might just lose the start game if we draw poorly here. Given that this draws a shadow follower, I'm gonna try to not brick at the very least, because this does feel risky. Oh boy. Okay. Because Everdark Strix draws a Shadowcraft follower, so I felt that it was rather safe to throw the Ceridwen, because there's a good chance that we would draw it back and naturally curve up to it. Oh boy, well then, this is a hand. This is a hand. We need a 2. If we don't have a 2, we will be very behind. Although we do have a chance to get back just because of the Zeus. I'll take it. And that's about as good as we're gonna get. Now, we do not have a 4 or 5 play that's really good here. I'm assuming he's gonna push here. Yep. Okay, let's see what we do. Does it make sense? We'll save that draw for later. We need a shadow follower now. Doesn't help either. Hopefully this turns into something. At the very least, a 2-drop into a Skull Ring. I would take that. We kill this because this can be returned. And if it gets returned, she can go for her Enhance all over again. Figured. Yeah, that's just a lot of damage. Although he didn't get the rush, which is great. Yeah, we probably do have to do this. Okay. Because we have 2 ways to bring back Zeus already, and now we just really need to get to Zeus. We don't have a 5. If we have an Aisha here, we'll be good. If we draw into an Aisha or some decent 4-drop, although the only decent 4-drop is Prince Catacombs, but even that I might take. Just because. He's going to likely trade the... Oh, he trades that. Okay. That does make sense, though. He gets 2 more damage in.
The void. It beckons me.
Yeah. Come on, 5-drop. I'll take Bellinus. That does double trade, which is great. I will gladly take Bellinus. I could value trade here. It doesn't really make sense because that 1 damage would just go to something else. Okay. Okay, now we can play. We got by the skin of our teeth, and we can play. 6, 7, 8, and then Ector probably to try and finish, just in case that doesn't finish. He is ahead of us by Evo points, but we do have 3 Zeuses incoming.
I'll show you.
And we just need to spend them all, really.
Out of the way. Take up my shield.
And Demon Lord Ector into Bellinus actually will work great because that gives us more fodder for later. He already... No, this is the first one, I think. So he might have 1 in his hand. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Before we put this down, let me evaluate our situation. So, how many... He may be able to just go Valzi into Fatal Bullet or Holy Bullet next turn, but I'm wondering how many... No, he hasn't used any of these, so he probably has 1 in his hand. Which would insinuate that going for Ector here makes more sense, because we get rid of more damage on the board. Especially because this is a 4. It's probably safer all around. The only downside is well, it's not really a downside, I guess. But the only downside is we don't get this on 9, 7, and 2. But I don't want to take 4 damage now, so...
This head can't be taken.
I think this is still the fair play. Thank God he doesn't have Hedgehog. Otherwise this would be a 3 right now. The reason why I did that is because I think that he has a Lancer right now that he'll just use here. More than likely. Or that. And even then, I think keeping the Zeus was better anyway. We can then Zeus into Strix the Bellinus, probably. Though we might still be dead regardless. I don't think the 8 actually matters. Because he must have a way to get rid of the Zeus. He has to. I would instant potion something, but then we don't get Zeus. So the most amount of life I stand to gain is if I Eternal Potion in Everdark Strix. So we'll do that. But I doubt that it'll make a difference. We'll do Ceridwen at this point. No, actually, still Bell.
I am Bellinus the Shining.
And then swing here. Yeah, I'm 100%. This is Lancer or Valzi. This is going to be Lancer or Valzi.
Mighty Spear of Storms.
Well, wrong Lancer, but yeah, same thing. Good job.
Amazing.
So no, go on Midrange Sword. It's pretty rough against Mid Sword. And I think any Shadow right now will have it tough, especially one that's trying to go wide. We definitely needed a better draw there, like the Skull Ring we didn't see, or the Prince Catacomb. Just so lacking those two really made our deck operate far less optimally. Alright, next up we have Portal.
Mother, father.
Interesting deck.
Come on.
Activate. Fire.
I like Strix, but I also like Singer. Strix may or may not matter here. Since Strix does function as the draw as well, we'll keep the Strix. I'm not sure whether we'll keep the Catacomb. We probably need to, because Portal, Midrange Portal, it's very... the more resilient bodies we have on the board, the better, even if it's just becoming a 4-3. On our Evo at least. We do need a 2-drop though. Alright, that's good. So we'll probably Everdark the Strix to Everdark Strix? No, probably not. Hopefully we draw into something else later that we can Burial Rite.
I'd say I'm a genius.
Yeah, this is a problem with the deck. There's a lot of dancing around in your hand, which makes it very dynamic, really. If it comes to it, I'll Everdark this. There is 3 in the deck, and it doesn't do me any good on turn 7. Or on turn 3, I should say. Oh, why would you play that before? Okay. Oh, 50-50. Yep. Okay. Why would you play that before? You should have run in the portal first. I would think that he would deny me the draw. He'll try to go face. I want to punish him by going face, is the plan. He might take the straight trade, but we want that because we want the draw anyway. So, okay, let's do that. If this functions as a ward, that's fine. If it doesn't function as a ward, then we punish it by allowing to Catacombs it. Meta production. Analyzing artifact. With that. Okay, we get punished instead. Okay. I see. I see. I see the play here. Ideally we get a 2-2. 2 Ceridwen doesn't really help our cause. Or 3 Ceridwen doesn't help our cause. Honestly, it might be Catacomb. Because we can then run the skeleton it produces to here, but it feels very bad. Andrealphus is needed because we need something to draw, right? So we'll go for the draw. I think this is the right play. I already hear some of you in the chat saying that this is the wrong play.
Totally burns.
But again, we find ourselves needing Zeus to get rid of. Because we have not generated nearly enough shadows for this to work. Oof. With Acceleration too? Come on. Come on, man. And he has a perfect curve into what's her face? Deus. Okay, at the very least we have a zombie party. Yeah, we have to Strix the Andrealphus, I think. I think we have to Strix Andre Alphas. And then Zombie Party that. Does it make sense for us to run into it? Or we can Andre Alphas something else to Ceridwen, evolve this. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Okay. We'll do that. We don't need 3 Ceridwen in here.
Life does what I say.
We'll do this instead. I'm glad that he didn't run another thing into another artifact, otherwise that would have changed the entire play.
Blasters aren't cheap, man.
And this might actually matter. This might be our way to get back. Because he has to evolve the Deus here no matter what. Or sub, okay. Sure. I'm totally fine with you doing that. Especially you get the Deus off resonance, 100% fine. Okay. We're still not out of the woods though. I think we would just grab the Eternal Potion at this stage. Both of them have the Andre Alphas effect, so doesn't really matter. We don't have any way to capitalize on Prince, so yeah, we just run it.
Life does what I say.
The unfortunate part is we overdraw, and if Zeus gets burned, we do not get anything. So, but there was really no other play there other than playing a Prince by itself. Yeah, if Zeus comes out here, that would have been a misplay. But we did prevent the Deus. So as long as we prevented the Deus, we're fine. Yeah, next turn is probably Everdark Strix, the one Prince of Catacomb, and then play the other Prince of Catacomb, I would say.
I accept
What?
defeat.
Okay. If you only knew how bad our hand was. But we'll take it. I guess, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, he just bricked that hard. Alright, next up, we're playing against another Haven deck. Maybe we can
Come on.
recoup our losses from earlier. Okay, so we're going second. We want the Skull Ring. We don't want Odal yet. And it doesn't really do a lot in this matchup, terribly. I'm gonna... Yeah, I want... Yeah, that seems too risky. Especially because this isn't a follower. So... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We go 2, 3, 4. Hopefully a better 2. Hopefully a Zeus even on our second turn. We do have 3 cards to see. Not quite Zeus, although there's the pieces. We have the Burial Rite. We have the Reanimate, just not the target. What does he play here? Snow White? I would assume it's Snow White. Or Gemstone Carapace, actually. Gemstone Carapace would be the better play here. Because he gets it a turn earlier. Oh, okay, just Snow White. Does it make sense to play this right now unless it's Zeus? It has to be Zeus. Belenus might be better.
I am Belenus the Shining.
He might play Summit Temple here and trade. Along with the Gemstone Carapace, I would imagine. Otherwise, we get the value trade. And then actually, Andre Alphas will do really well here. Oh, okay. He just chooses to evolve it early, that's fine. And he just clears. Okay. That's about as best as we can hope for, really. No target still, so we'll do that. This will produce a Belenus when it comes out. Next turn, we'll probably Andre Alphas swing if he plays something with more than Yeah. We'll swing into something.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
Actually... Yeah, that actually is tempting. Oh, wow.
You is
Okay. So this is his hand. He has not laid down anything here. Okay, let me think. I think the play here is Andre Alphas. It should be. The question is whether I want to draw right now or not. Because if you imagine our turn 5, well, Andre Alphas will produce a lot, so I don't have to be too attached to this hand. I can just Andre Alphas, Gloomy Necromancer, the Pure-Hearted Singer. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. The only problem is, what do we attack? Do we pop the Snow White and trade everything in? Because we can't kill this. Might as well kill the follower on the board. Oh wait, no. We actually cannot Gloomy Necromancer with this. Okay, let's do this.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
Come on, come on, come on. Animation, please.
Show
Yeah, I forgot that we ran out of space.
This song's for you.
Okay. That's fair. The reason why I did that is 5 damage isn't a lot. Except if he drops Summit Temple right now, which means that's 7 damage, which is a lot. But I didn't want him to get any sort of value off the evolve. I want him to wait the full 2 turns. Because if he evolved right now, then he would have another turtle right now. And this will just straight raw trade with anything anyway.
It beckons me.
done for.
I would imagine this will just swing to face for 5. Yeah, he gets this next turn. Okay.
Show me your death.
Again, lackluster. Not a lot of power. We can ever Dark Strix. Evolve. Swing this in. Actually, let's find out what we draw first if that is the play. I think that is the play regardless. And then we just Andre Alphas again. Let's see what we draw first. Okay. That's a good question. I'm inclined to do this. Demon Lord Ector. Evolve. Face. Or no, face. Trade. We are spending a lot of evos for trades, but it's part of the game, unfortunately. We do get Ceridwen next turn. It depends on what he plays on 6. He can't plop down an amulet. He gets Serenian Hind with one more toughness too. The good news is he can't Heavenly Knight next turn. Not for the full damage at least. He's hunting for his own amulets. We have 8. But Ceridwen is still the play. Do we probably want to kill this because we don't want him to get any more value. I don't see any alternative play, really. Because if we get rid of this, that's our last chance to put down Zeus. We can Instant Potion and just play for Midrange Shadow. That might actually be the play. We have to Instant Potion, unfortunately. Like, if this deck is touting itself to be half Midrange Shadow, then it needs to do it right now.
I'll show you. My
Instant potion, the other necromancer, or that's a rough choice. I'm gonna say it's Ector. Oops. Alright. Yeah, we need to do that. Otherwise we just eat way too much damage. Especially if we drop down a, whatchamacallit, Summit Temple right now. He doesn't have an Evo, which is great. Which means that ideally he can't trade into this. Oh, okay, he just chooses to trade like that. That's fine. We draw. No Zeus still.
The best jewelry for you is...
We need the Aishas now to finish. Morier. That makes sense. We'll probably just zombie party this, quite honestly. That seems to be the play here, unless we draw something else. Nope. Zombie party. Time to get the party started. He might Jean this. And if he Jeans that, then that's actually great for us because he wastes a turn doing that. And we can just zombie party the Jean again. Heavenly Knight.
From the heavens above, justice is delivered.
So it'll take a couple swings to get to me here. Zeus is a now or never. Prince Catacomb doesn't help in this regard. Or no, actually Ector does. Ector would. Hold on. Let me think. So if we Ector now, we miss out on optimal damage. Okay. I think that's a smarter play. I think this is ultimately a smarter play.
Justice can never die.
This is ultimately a smarter play. He'll heal the 2 damage, but that's besides the point, really. Or no, that was a white diamond. Never mind. The reason why I did that is because Ector into Zombie Party will work next turn. Ether above. He doesn't gain the storm because he didn't enter through the hand. Okay. Good. Good. Alright. That's his second Heavenly Knight. Head can be taken. Then Zombie Party will kill one of these with a zombie. Okay, cool. I think that's the plan here.
This head can't be taken.
Then to that. That. We swing for 8. Ah, no. That was a mistake. That was very much a mistake. We die to Heavenly Knight. Like, he has to have the 3rd Heavenly Knight in hand, but...
From the heavens above, justice is delivered.
Well, if it's any consolation, I don't think that would have made a difference. Like, we needed to have drawn the Zeus on turn 10. And that was the likelihood that he had all 3 Heavenly Knights on hand. So, if it's any consolation, I think we're fine there. If he needed to play Ether to get the Heavenly Knight, it meant that he had to have just drawn the Heavenly Knight. That made more sense, because that would have been more face damage rather than, like, why bother summoning the Knight through Ether if he had it on hand? So he must have top decked that. I have to believe that. And there you have it, guys. That is Midrange Reanimate Shadow by TheJordude. So we didn't do so hot with it. We went 1-4. We lost against Midrange Sword in the first game. We lost then to Summit Haven. We won against Midrange Portal for a very odd concede, but we were on a good spot there. We lost against Summit Haven again, and we lost against Ginger Rune. So, do I think the deck is bad? Absolutely not. I think this is actually, no, kidding aside, I think this is actually the better version of the deck. However, I do think that Jordude knows his way around the deck. I just cannot play like him, if that makes any sense. First of all, I am not as big of a fan of Singer as he is. I think in this meta, right now, a 3-drop really has to matter. And between all of the draw with Ion Alphas, Gloomy Necromancer, and Everdark Strix, I think this is a wasted slot. This could be double up on Catacomb and Skull Ring. I would change that and triple up on the Soul Squasher for sure. That's change number 1 that I would do. Change number 2 I would do is I would find a place for Isra. There's a lot of wide boards right now, and one Isra is the tech for, or is a tech card I should say, for Midrange Portal, Midrange Sword, and sometimes even to an effect Summit Haven. So an Isra definitely is needed here. I do agree with the 3 Ceridwen. I think this is the right play, simply because So Death Reap Life is way too slow, and it's kind of like a win more card, although some games do last that long, but in most cases it is a win more card. So if this deck is also much more victorious in getting the Ektar Shadows off. My version of the deck does not do that. However, I do think that you will need to triple up on these 2 cards in order to get this consistently, even sacrificing a little bit of draw in the process. But other than that, that's my only change. Again, I'm not the Jordude, and I cannot play like the Jordude, nor will I ever play like the players in this series. But this at least gives you guys a chance to see the deck in more lights, see what the strengths of the deck are, see what the weaknesses of the deck are, and see if ultimately your playstyle will mesh with it. But with all that being said, thanks a lot again to the Jordude for sharing his deck list over on YouTube. Check out his video on this. I will post a link in the description below. As always, thank you guys for watching. This is Sora. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.